So a film like this, when you're playing mythological figures and you're in a much larger than life situation, does it affect how you approach a character? Do you give yourself permission to play something bigger, or is your job to find the reality and really ground these fantastic circumstances?
I think, as you say, because the characters are larger than life and the world is larger than life, you don't need to play that at all. You try and play it as normal and realistically as is possible given the material, and everything else lends the grandeur to it. If you try and add anything else, it can become too much. But that's what I find anyway.
Absolutely. I think you should never think about the fact, well, for myself, I never thought about the fact that I was playing a god. I was way more interested in the fact that I was actually playing a father figure and an authoritative king who was law-giving and wise, and I mean, to think about the maturity that came with that, and having children who were in the film a little few years younger than me, but in essence I was thousands of years older than them. That was the challenge for me, but that didn't mean I had to speak in a Laurence Olivier voice or stand masterfully. It was all it was just a very acting challenge.
Zeus's reality. You know, he's not aware of his godhood.
Of course
he's
not.
a god.
He's a god, but that was never, you know, he didn't acquire it. He is it, and that's all. And it's so yeah. It was. I don't think it was. It was a thought that came into my mind, playing the god.
You've got a guy like Tarsem behind the camera. This is a guy who is, his signature is his visual style and how arresting and how unique it is. Working with somebody like that, what are the technical demands on you as an actor? And did you find him to be an actor's director as well?
Very much so. I was asked this as well about the technical sort of nature of Tarsem's work. He does it all behind the scenes. He doesn't get you involved in it. He keeps you very separate as an actor, or certainly in my experience,
me too. Very
separate as an actor from all of that. So you can do your job, and when he's talking to you, he's talking to you purely about you doing your job to the best of your ability, as opposed to involving you in the technicalities of it, which you have no idea about anyway. Because as an actor, it's not my job to know about color composition and all sorts, not yet anyway. And he did a fantastic job of keeping all of that separate. All of his genius and hard work was done well away from us.
Just allowing us to do our job.
And then he came in and directed us as actors.
Yeah. His enthusiasm is something that is fantastic, and you feel like when you're on set with him, you either have to match it, or go away and have a word with yourself and come back. And then
have a coffee.
Because that's a fantastic thing to have around on a film which is hugely energetic. And sapping of energy you're there for. So you work so hard, and having him there 24/7 constantly at the same level with the enthusiasm of a child, it's incredible, and that was a lovely thing to have.
Yeah, he's the movie's director and the movie's cheerleader. Without him, it would have been a horrible experience, because it was just such long hours, and it took such hard work to maintain one physical shape. Without his infectious, great mood and humor, it would have just been miserable.
With something like Immortals or something like Superman, so much of there's such a outward physical transformation, whether it's the costuming or whatever else. Does that help you in the morning when you get up and you put a costume like something from Theseus or whatever you're wearing as Zeus on?
Nothing.
And you look at yourself, and you're like, oh, okay, this is, that automatically starts to get you into that place?
Yeah.
Very much so. 100%.
There was a reason why we were trained like we were, because it would have been a very different film if we all had, if we weren't in prime physical, peak condition. It definitely helped, and that was Tarsem's idea from day one.
And now you did actually Clash of the Titans. You were in that as well. Is it strange to come back to similar material, but playing a whole different character? And
it was very weird. I didn't ever think of it being the same story once. I mean, obviously I saw the irony of once being Apollo and now being upgraded to my father's character.
Are you going to work your way through all of the different gods at some point?
No. I've reached the top, and I either stay there or I resign from God.
There's no place to go.
No. My God complex is completely messed up.